dark history of nursery rhymes. Parental discretion is strongly advised. We'll look at another nursery rhyme here. And doing my research through a lot of nursery rhymes, it's been very interesting finding the facts about origins. And I'll say it once again, most of the origins are pretty much unknown because they can't be proved where they originated from. But they all have different meanings and different things. And today's one that I'm going to do for you, there's a few different lines that go with it, and I'll tell you a few of them and a few things in which goes with it. Now, this one in particular, if you're following and you need it, Roud Folk Song Index, well, it's index number 6488. And Goosey Goosey Gander is an English language nursery rhyme. Okay, the most common version of the lyric is Goosey Goosey Gander, whither shall I wander? Upstairs, downstairs, in my lady's chamber. There I met an old man who wouldn't say his prayers, so I took him by the left leg and threw him down the stairs. Now, the earliest recorded version of this rhyme is in Grammar Gruton's Garland, or the nursery Parnassus, published in about 1784 in London. Like most early versions of the rhyme, it does not include the last four lines. And there's different versions of this. So this one, Goose goose gander, where shall I wander? Upstairs, downstairs, in my lady's chamber. There you'll find a cup of sack and a race of ginger. Some have the additional concluding lines. The stairs went crack, he nearly broke his back, and all the little ducks went quack, quack, quack. Now, Iona and Peter Opie note records of a separate rhyme referring to the crane fly, recorded from about 1780, which they suggest may have been, almanac. I'm not going to say that word. Kind of coincides with the rhyme in the early 19th century. So basically, old Father Longlegs can't say his prayers. Take him by the left leg and throw him down the stairs. So going back to the crane fly, children were often suggested that they pulled the legs off the fly, therefore it couldn't move. This was just something. Another interpretation for this is that some have suggested that the rhyme refers to priest holes. Yeah, I know you're giggling a little bit, but come on, stop for a second. Think about this. Hiding places for intimate Catholic priests during the persecutions under King Henry VIII, his children Edward, Queen Elizabeth, and later under Oliver Cromwell. Once discovered, the priest would be forcibly taken from the house, thrown down the stairs, and treated badly. Hence, grab him by the left leg, throw him down the stairs. But the priests, before I get a little bit more into this, they would go to peoples who were Catholic, as the priests were, and they would have certain structures made when the house was made or altered after the house was put up. For a hole in the ground, in the wall, sometimes even elaborate rooms hidden behind bookshelves and other things for the priests to hide, to practice their prayers and everything. Now, amateur historian Chris Roberts suggests further that the rhyme is linked to the propaganda campaign against the Catholic Church during the reign of King Henry VIII. Left leg was a slang term for Catholics during the reign of Edward the Sixth. Can't say his prayers could refer to the banning of Latin prayers and the mandate to use the English language Book of Common Prayer. Okay. Another interpretation, and this is, another way of looking at it, and I kind of partially believe, okay, maybe the first one that I just mentioned, yeah, is true. The one about, the crane fly. And this one also could be a good possibility too. Mark Cocker and Richard Mabey note in Birds Britannica that the gray-legged goose has for millennia been associated with fertility, that goose still has a sexual meaning in British culture, and that the nursery rhyme preserves these sexual overtones. In my lady's chamber. Goose was a British term for prostitutes, and bitten by a goose was a reference to visible symptoms of STIs. Chris Robert thus argues that the wandering refers to the spread of the STIs. And the actual full action, if you think about it, it's like upstairs, downstairs, in my lady's chambers, where I found an old man who wouldn't say his prayers, so I grabbed him by the left leg, threw him down the stairs, was being caught with the prostitutes back in the time for the fact that some of them you weren't allowed to, and also that maybe it was the man's wife or female partner that caught them and threw them down the stairs because of it, and then later finding out that they had this sexual disease. That's the dark history of Goosey Goosey Gander.